All right, so let's get back to this Jerry Jones. You were talking about you expect a deal in the next couple of weeks with him and Micah finally finalizing. There's a bunch of drama right now, the whole soap opera. But Jerry Jones was on with Michael Irvin. By the way, you ain't an ex-athlete if you don't have a podcast at this point. Matter of fact, or an athlete, period. Because current athletes who are playing sports have podcasts, including Micah Parsons. But here's what Jerry had to say about it.
We wanted to send the details to the agent. The agent told us to up our ass. Mike and I talked, and then we were going to send it over to the agent. And we had our agreements on term, amount, guarantees, everything. We were going to send it over to the agent. And the agent said, don't bother because we've got all that to negotiate. Well, we've got this thing resolved in my mind for the Dallas Cowboys. And we've got it done. And if the agent wants to finish up the detail, which is should, and we're ready to go. But as far as the amount of money, the years, the guarantees, all of that, we've negotiated.
No, he know better than that.
Okay, you go ahead because you
and you can tell by the way he telling the story, he doesn't even believe that. You know for a fact, you cannot go into negotiation with a person or an entity or a side and their negotiating partner, the principal in the negotiation isn't present. What does he have an agent for?
The principal, the main person who is handling these dealings, has to be in the room. Continue.
It has to happen that way. That's negotiate. It doesn't hold up in court. It doesn't hold up in court. Like, even now, say you get married and you want to do a prenup and you give your wife or your husband to be a prenup and they go through it and sign it. The first question will be asked, did you understand everything in it? And did you have a legal representative?
Yep.
And if the answer is no, it's void. There is a due process. Jerry's been doing this far too long to think that he can corner a player under the guise of talking about something else, because that came out earlier too, that Micah went to the office and they were talking about something completely different. It switched over to contract talk. And it's probably one of those, hey, how about another 5 years? We'd love to have you here for your whole career. And,
oh, man, that sounds great, Jerry.
we're gonna guarantee about 80% of it. Put you right up there in the top with your peers. And we really love for you to be here. And how does that sound to you? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. You can't now leave that conversation and be like, boom, the deal's done. I'm gonna send this to the agent. The deal's done. No, if I'm the agent, I'm saying, wait, no, hold on, time out. No. You negotiate with me, Jerry, and then I bring my client into the fold. We talk about it, and then we can redline it. We can agree to it. But this is a negotiation. You have to have two parties negotiating. Micah Parsons is not representing himself in contracts. That's why he has the agent he has, who represents a bunch of high-profile players. That's his job. Jerry's job is to try to get a deal. That's his job. That's what he does. And he'll tell you that. I'm a master negotiator. Yeah, if you're negotiating with people
who don't do this,
do it for a living, that's like telling Micah Parsons' agent to go sack the quarterback on 3rd and long. That's what that's like. If the deal is done, okay, every 3rd down, Micah Parsons' agent will come onto the field and put pressure on the quarterback. That's it. And I just don't understand. Once again, these are talking points. Jerry goes on the podcast. That's all we talk about.
Right.
He knows what he's doing.
Listen, I don't even have to echo as far as the legal end of this. My wife is a lawyer. Trust me, I can't even do nothing myself without. If Fox called me right now and was like, "Hey, just sign, yeah, sign real quick," and I just signed, my wife would have my head on a spit.
No, you give it to your
now.
lawyers.
She let me see it. Let's go over. Let's look at this. Now, you know who I partly blame for this, or a large portion of the blame goes to Micah. You remember what he said months ago, right?
Yeah.
on his podcast. Oh, man, I want to be a Cowboy for life. Oh, man, I don't even care about the money. I'll take less. I just want to Rob G knows how many times I bring that up. Don't do that.
Out there.
That's
becomes a
literally
narrative,
there you go. So what does Jerry do? Hear that? Oh, man, you
got
know,
him.
Money shmoney. I'm going to take care of you.
Got
Don't
it.
worry about you. Look, you know how I did with Emmett. You know I got Michael Irvin. Look, you'll go through the history of guys. I take care of my guys.
Dak got paid. CD got paid. You're going to get paid.
You know you're going to get paid. So let's just make it happen. And you like, yeah, that sounds good.
Boy.
That's why I said it then in real time. Rob G knows. Listeners know. Micah, you don't do that. It's not about you're a bad teammate or you're a bad person or a bad player if you don't want to. No, you can want to be there, but I don't have to articulate that on a broadcast. I can tell my agent, hey, man, ultimately, I want to be here, but we're going to do what's best for me because I have to be in the business of Micah because let me tell you who the Cowboys are in the business of, the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell people that in any industry, I don't care if it's what we do, they do, you have to be in the business of you because the entity you're cooperating with, working with, they are in the business of them. And so that's why I was saying, Micah, you let your agent, let him work or she work. I don't know who it is, but let them work. And so now here we are, Dave Mulugheta. So there you have
big-time agent. Big-time agent.
Well, he better be having Micah. So let Dave work. And now, of course, Jerry, when you call me with some random back deal on a napkin, then I'm going to be like, hold on, man. Hey. Send that to my office. Let me talk about that. Let me take a look at that. So none of this is surprising. And you still believe, though, ultimately it's going to get done?
Mm-hmm. I do. I think it's going to get done because this is a pattern. When did Dak sign his deal? When did CD sign his deal?
Yeah.
This is a pattern.
Even Ezekiel years back.
We spent the whole offseason talking about Dallas, not about their draft picks or what type of team they're going to be or the changes they've made to get better. We spent the entire offseason for the last 3 years talking about how inept they've been in drawing out and signing these players and drawing this out, only to have them going into the regular season signed, sealed, and delivered. That's now the talking point. They're not going to be better than Washington.
Definitely not the Eagles.
They're not going to be better than the Eagles. They may not be better than the Giants. So what would we be talking about?
I mean, this is why it would be frustrating if I'm Dak Prescott, in the sense of I'm looking at it as all things considering, we're healthy again. Why can't we be 12-5? Right? A lot of the same core. I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. New coach, new vibe. Why can't we be back to that? Maybe not literally 12-5, but why can't we be back to really competing in a hard team to beat? And I would be having that mindset. But again, it's everything else. But if you are the head coach or the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, let me tell you one thing you're used to at this point. Drama. You're used to your name in the headlines, whether you wanted to or not, your team in the headlines, whether it merits it or not. Drama, controversy, all of that. If you're a QB1 with the star in your helmet, you have to be used to this. And whether that's Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, now Dak Prescott, you have to be used to that. This is just par for the course.
So he has David Mulugheta has Jalen Ramsey, Deshaun Watson, Buda Baker, Michael Thomas, Jordan Love, A.J. Terrell, Micah Parsons, and Kyle Pitts. He's more than proficient in negotiating.
I mean, he already got Jordan Love some bread.
Right?
Some early bread.
This is what he does, like I'm saying. But we don't want to see him on 3rd and long going out there trying to put pressure. So why would you put a player in position to do something he's not equipped to do? And he didn't sign up to do it.
Because Jerry likes to do the whole once a Cowboy, always a Cowboy, one of the team, you're my man, like that fraternizing kind of a thing. So he loves to get up on Micah, man, it's them. Don't let them separate us. It's us.
Yeah,
it's me.
Cool.
We cool. Come on, man. I'm taking care of you. You taking care of you. Playing hard. I'm doing all of that fraternizing and kind of buttering up Micah, if you will, so that,
foul play.
Even if I can finagle $5 million out of $10 million out of it, short him a few.
Foul
It's a
play.
few. Because Jerry does get off, Rob G, on being the Maverick and making that deal. And, you know,
Yeah, but
he enjoys that part of it.
everything you just said about Jerry is right, but is he wrong, though? Because being a Cowboy leads to a lot of other things that you ordinarily wouldn't get. Micah Parsons, point blank period, would not have a podcast with Bleacher Report if he wasn't on the Dallas Cowboys.
That's not true.
How many other pass rushers got podcasts that we talk about on other networks?
I mean,
Von Miller is much more accomplished than anything Micah Parsons has done.
he doesn't have a podcast, does he?
Yes, he does. Exactly.
Cam Hayward has one.
And does anyone talk about the Cam Hayward podcast?
Yeah,
They
he's
do
literally
not.
on TV almost every day.
They do not talk
before
about it the way they
training
talk about
camp.
Micah Parsons.
I mean, I'm gonna have to side with Rob G on this.
And what I'm saying is,
we've said a thing or two from Cam. I'll give you that.
But let me tell you
when he was
why.
talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Let me tell you why. It's what Micah is saying.
it's because it's the Cowboys.
No, it's because of what he's saying. He be saying some crazy. You be like, what is happening right now?
It is the combination of the two. It's the Cowboys.
Right?
It's the Cowboys star
He
that
does say
leads
wild
to him.
stuff.
But DeMarcus Lawrence leaving. He clapping at him first right off the bat. You ain't worth all that. I'm glad you go.
Like I'm saying, it's what you're
But he's
saying.
not like Jalen Ramsey has said some wild stuff. Like there's Travis Kelce before he got this really big deal with Wondery was saying some wild stuff on his podcast before. And now it doesn't really happen because he's more corporate, I guess, with his new thing. But Jerry Jones, for all of his faults, is absolutely correct when he says being a Dallas Cowboy has benefits you're not going to get anywhere else.
Listen, if you were a quarterback with the Cowboys, you're on TV.
Yep.
Jason Garrett's on TV. Tony Romo's on TV. Troy Aikman's been on TV for now 20-something years.
Dak Prescott deals with Dannon.
Dak Prescott is,
Daryl Moose Johnston had a career for like 15 years calling games.
and if Emmitt Smith wanted to tomorrow,
Yep.
Emmitt Smith would.
Michael
dealing with
Irvin,
you
for
right
all
now.
his faults, is going to
Absolutely
keep
not
getting
dealing with you right
media jobs because
we
partly because he was a
tried
Dallas
that.
We
Cowboy.
stick with the quarterbacks.
Come on, relax, man. You just throwing anything out here, Kill. Shout out to Emmitt Smith, but relax, man. Calm down. You were just out here just
Hey,
talking,
listen.
boy. You just whipping
Hey,
through
look,
it, huh?
4 out of 5 is good. 80%. I passed. I got a good grade in school with 4 out of 5. I'm crying, yo. Oh man. But yeah, we'll stick to the quarterbacks. We'll stick to that. In the minute Dak Prescott's done with career, if he chooses to be in TV, he will absolutely have a
he'll
job.
get a shot.
lined
He'll
up.
get a shot. You
Yep.
gotta be able to do it too, though. Right? Gotta
Just
be
'cause
able
you've
to
been
do
doing
it.
TV for 25 years or however long.
Tom Brady didn't,
Well, he just got what,
yeah.
third of $1 billion
Yeah.
or something crazy.
He didn't play for
What
Dallas.
have they reported what Michael Jordan's getting yet?
No.
Because if Tom got what was it, 275, 300, whatever
No,
it
he got
was,
360 or
360.
Yeah,
something
he's
like that.
working full time. We don't know what Michael's doing yet with NBC.
but if I'm Mike or is
Is
the
it
agent,
full time if you go with you got one game a week? Is that
But
full time?
that's full time for that job.
yeah, but then
You played in the NFL for 15 years. Were
Yeah,
you full time? You
yeah,
only
but
played
it-
16 weeks.
But it turns off though.
Y'all ain't in the
full-time,
playoffs?
You're full time.
Yeah.
Through the season, like they're not using Tom Brady to do
yeah,
other
that's
stuff.
a lot of money for. We ain't seen him since, Rob
That's
G.
20 weeks of work
Rob
in
G,
a 52-week year.
Rob G, he is not covering this game right now.
He
I
ain't
don't
doing no
see-
preseason.
He ain't doing no
He's not
preseason.
doing any of this.
He's at statue
so
unveiling.
it's not full time. Okay, it's $250 million, more than $250 million.
a third of $1 billion.
part time work.
Man, and
Hey,
mind you,
hey, E, everybody got choices.
Everybody got choices.
and mind you,
I should have tried harder in high
you
school.
should have tried harder, bro.
Trip it.
And mind you, he can't even do a lot of the stuff that he can because he's a part owner, so he can't like go into certain places. There's some restrictions on him.
He can't even go into meetings.
Yep.
Man,
He just
so
send me the notes.
if I'm
Rob
speaking-
G, send me the talking points.
if I'm David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent, I don't know if he's still his agent, but he was when he was playing and all that. I'm looking at Mike like, you don't want to do that and get a third of $1 billion. But he would say, I'm already getting it with my shoes every year, and I
Yeah,
can't
but-
argue with you.
I mean, it's
I might even.
it's
have
hard to move Mike, and I'm interested to see how they're moving him and what that's going to be like, man. Because when Mike talk, everybody listen.
But
so
you think he's going to be good?
no,
gonna say, tell me.
no, because he's coming from a different perspective,
All right,
and
well-
no one can live up or reach that type of perspective.
Well, then tell me. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. Will Michael Jordan be good at that job?
And it depends on what position they put him in.
Well, what's the best one?